We the boys.
Happy Father's Day, Harv. I mean, I know it was Sunday, but we're finally back. We're live. And to all the fathers out there, happy Father's Day to all of you all. Thank you for all you do for tomorrow, today's kids, tomorrow's leaders, right, Harv?
That's it, man. Shout out to all fathers, regardless of the situation, man. You're a father. Uh, I think it's awesome, man. I had a great weekend. Went out to eat. It was my son's birthday, so we had a blast, man. I had a good weekend. Other than people being sick, you get through that kind of stuff. But it was fun, man. The biggest thing is I'm alive.
And we're back, man, and we're gonna talk Dallas Cowboys. Harv, can you believe that we're talking about the Dallas Cowboys on June 20th, 2023, right? And everybody's on vacation except for the Cowboy cast. Why is that?
Everybody's on vacation. I don't know, man. I guess because the players are on vacation. I'm guessing. I don't know, but it seems like everybody's kind of it's a ghost town everywhere. But it's all good, man. We're here to, as you can see, man. Did the Cowboys close the loop on this thing finally? Did they? With all the free agents and rookie free agents, the draft. I don't know, man. We're about to find out here in about 2 months, 2.5 months, somewhere there, when the season kicks off. But I'm excited, man. I'm so excited. We'll see what's in store for these Cowboys and what kind of competition happens in training camp. But I'm excited, man. I'm ready for everybody to ask these questions and see what they have, or you know how it goes, man. We get a lot of questions. What's that?
I think we're having a little difficulty hearing you. Let me see.
Hearing me?
Yes, hearing you.
Okay.
How can we fix this?
Hello? No?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. Let's do it like this, man. Let's have some fun.
All right. Let's do it like this.
You might want to sound check yourself.
Yeah, check one. Can they hear me
Sweet.
now? Yep, they can hear me.
Sweet. So let's get right into it, man. I mean, obviously, it's a lot to there's a lot, right, to unpack. I know that we broke down every single player that the Cowboys selected in the 2023 NFL draft. It was one of our, for sure, it was one of my memorable drafts, right? Because I actually was live. I was live with you and Ref on the last day. We stuck it through, man. We were troopers, man. We were really troopers, man. Um, and if you always want to, you can always go back and watch that. I mean, we were in shock. We wanted certain players. We knew of certain players, but the Cowboys obviously have a plan. But let's go ahead and just put everything together, right? Somebody says hello to all the Cowboys. Yeah, the I can't really say his username, but he's on TikTok. He's a very friendly individual. But anyways, let's talk about it, man. We're gonna unpack it all, right. The thing is that we haven't been able to get to a draft grade, and that's the thing is it's not so much the grade, it's that the Cowboys add the right players to get over that hump, because if forever and ever it was Steve Young who had that monkey on his back, but now it's Dakota Prescott that has that monkey on his back. And remember, I still remember when they pulled that monkey off Steve Young's back. Do you remember that, Harv?
Yep.
19,
Yep.
1994 Super Bowl, I believe.
Yep. That's crazy, man. I can't to think that he felt that way is crazy. It's pretty crazy, man, if you think about it. They had some good teams. And I never really thought about it like that. I really didn't. Not for Steve Young, but apparently, I don't know that realm in the Niners, uh, how the fans are or whatever, how toxic they could be towards that quarterback. I don't know. But apparently it was enough for everybody because he said, "Get that monkey off my back" in that video. So obviously it was enough.
I mean, it was a lot. Jay Fonda, what's up, fellas? What's up?
What's up, Jay Fonda? Man, we're just trying to recap this whole thing, man. And is this the team?
Is
So
this a team? So let's get right into it, man. Man, I feel like it feels like it's been a while since we were live. That
it,
I, al- I almost forgot how to do this. You know what I mean? But it's all good. We'll figure it out. We always do. But look, let's talk about how the Cowboys did. So obviously the Cowboys. Everybody wants to talk about how Dak Prescott he choked against the 49ers second year in the row in the playoffs. Harp. I mean, everybody wants to make that the big story. But definitely towards the back end of the season, Cowboys didn't have the right players and key places. There were some holes on the defense. Definitely when Tony Pollard went down, I mean, man, we uncovered a lot of craziness, right? But let's see. I mean, let's see what how the Cowboys handled this offseason. And they handled it. I mean, they it looked like they came out swinging right out of the gate. You got Brandon Cooks from the Houston Texans, Stephon Gilmore, who's playing with the Colts. Those were the two trades the Cowboys did, and I understand Brandon Cooks and Stephon Gilmore are early 30s, which I don't know. A lot of people want to say that's already old in the NFL, but I mean, shoot, both these guys can still play. I know Brandon Cooks is 1,000-yard receiver back-to-back seasons. Stephon Gilmore last year, I mean, not only did he intercept Dak Prescott, he was one of the corners that got an interception against Dak, but that epic game against the Vikings, right? Wow, Stephon Gilmore lined up against the best wide receiver in the NFL, right? I mean, the self-proclaimed best wide
yeah,
receiver, and we're talking about none other than Justin Jefferson. I mean, he locked him up, and he really got the best on that battle. And then the Cowboys, they were able to re-sign Donovan Wilson. They're re-signed Donovan Wilson, re-signed Leighton Vander Esch, brought back Dante Fowler Jr. They brought back Cooper Rush, and they franchise tag Tony Pollard. Man, uh, I mean, just with that, we've already talked about that, right? But we're putting everything in a nutshell. Then the Cowboys, we broke it down, man. I mean, we're just gonna name a couple of the draft picks. I mean, the most notable are the top three: Monty Smith, Luke Schoonmaker, Demorian Overshone. The departures, right? The Cowboys did lose Dalton Schultz. Of course, Zeke Elliott was cut, and he's still a free agent. Connor McGovern, he went fast. Noah Brown, he got picked up too, and Anthony Brown. I don't think Anthony Brown has found a actual home yet, but there's still a lot left of well, a lot left. I think we were, let me see, last Wednesday we were 96 days away. So yeah, we're pretty close to kick off. Um, so based off all these moves that the Cowboys did, Harv, believe it or not, the offseason report card that Bleacher Report gave the Dallas Cowboys, they broke it down. Free agency trade grade was a B minus. The draft grade was a C plus. Capitalizing in the trade market, overall grade, right? When they put two and two together, they gave the Cowboys a C plus, man. Um, Now I know we're not looking for grades personally because we know exactly what the Cowboys needed. They needed a corner opposite of Trayvon Diggs. We needed some speed on the offense. Um, yeah, we needed to get a little bit younger on the running back backfield, and we needed something to change on offense to help out Dak with these interceptions. Before we get into Bleacher Report's little synopsis here, what do you think, Harv? I mean, do you think Bleacher Report's being a little biased, a little bit of a cowboy hater in this case?
no, I mean, the only reason I say that is they probably are thinking that way is because mostly the draft. I think a lot of people are kind of like, who are these guys? We could have got a lot of flash and flair. We could have picked some of those players, but I think the Cowboys are looking down the road as plans. Like eventually, this guy is going to be better than the guy we pick now. So maybe some of those players that they could have drafted, maybe the Cowboys thought they've reached their ceiling.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? It is Will McClay and company. So maybe they said, hey, whatever you get from this guy, you're gonna get. These guys, on the other hand, have a lot of potential to be better than those players. I don't think anybody's really thought about that. So I think there's a plan in place. Obviously, we always talk about that, a plan in place. But I think overall, it is what it is. We will see here in 3 years, right, for those players that are drafted. But we will see in probably about 2.5 months about the free agents we acquired real quick. So I think all in all, the Cowboys are trying to, if you look at all the players that were drafted, they're trying to cover themselves as far as players that might be leaving. If you think about it,
No, it makes sense. It makes a ton of sense.
So
Let's get a little caught up with some of our YouTube comments. YouTube, we appreciate it. Of course, if you're watching this for the first time, of course, subscribe, like, share. I mean, we're on the road to 1,000. Harv, I believe, what was the number? We're at 329 subs away from 1,000.
327 subs.
Oh, 327, man. We appreciate everybody, man. Round of applause, man. We really want to say thank you for the help of helping us grow. You know, we did start this in November of 2022, so we thank all those, especially the ones that have been here day one. Jay Fun says, not much. I'm just laying in bed trying to recover from the flu. Oh man, is it flu season?
I don't know, man. We were, like I said, I mentioned in the beginning, we were sick this weekend too, man. So I don't know, something's going around. So I don't know what it is, but yeah, it's going around.
Well, you guys be careful out there, man. If you need to, just wash your hands, man. That's the only thing I could tell you. Dwight Thrasher, what up, Dwight?
What's up, Dwight?
I mean, I see Dwight I see Dwight on our Discord. I don't know why you guys haven't all joined the Discord. Jay Funa says, I wouldn't say Dak choked against the 49ers this year. He didn't play well, but when Pollard went out, then they knew he had one option and they locked in. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's easy to say that in a heartbeat
Yeah.
because how many times did we see Harv? I mean, when you analyze Tony Pollard, I mean, what is the best definition that you can give Tony Pollard? Is he what kind of player is he?
He's a weapon, man.
He's a weapon.
He's a weapon.
I mean, literally, even if he gets 15 rushes, one of those 15, he's going to take it to the house at 60 plus yards. You know,
Even as a receiver.
Even as a wide receiver. Dwight says I can agree with the C plus. No big splash. However, everything that could be done was accomplished.
That's true.
So
that's like you couldn't say it any better, man. I'll be honest.
And Dwight also wanted to throw in there a summer flu sucks the most.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go ahead and take your word on that. I don't think I've ever experienced the flu myself, so thank you for myself. Thank you for what I have. Let's see what TikTok's up to. TikTok sometimes they have a little bit of troublemakers on TikTok, man. We gotta be careful too, man. They're only ones that got us. They're the only ones that got us suspended, man. I don't even know what we did, man. But look at this, Dak. Can I say that? I mean, is that, you know what I'm saying? Geoff, obviously, clearly he's a 49er fan. He says his 49ers own the Dallas Cowboys. Far Jackson says if Dak plays well this year, if Dak plays well, it's Super Bowl this year, man. I love that. See, that's exactly. I think that's the one thing that makes the Cowboy Nation so annoying, Harv, is that every year is the year. Can you please explain to those why every year is Cowboys year? Just
every year, man. It's tradition, man. That's what it is. It's the expectations. There's nothing else. That's what it is.
It is what it is.
We've been blessed. Just I've been Roger Staubach, Tony Dorsett, Pearson, even Tony Hill, like Jay Novacek, Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin, Emmitt Smith.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just tradition, man. We don't expect anything less.
I mean, not only that, but it just kept on growing and growing and growing with great players, great acquisitions over the years. I mean, in a nutshell, I mean, we've been seeing a different Jerry Jones. You know what I'm saying? He looks like he's starting to buckle down on his coaching. Looks like he has a shorter leash than what he did on Jason Garrett. Maybe that
Yeah, he,
age is catching up to him. What is
I
it,
think
Harv?
that's what it is, man. I think he knows his time is coming.
I feel
So
bad. I feel bad for Mike McCarthy too. 12 and 5 years. I mean, it's kind of crazy. I can't wait to see the package with Pollard and Deuce lined up in the backfield together. Dang.
ooh, that's gonna be crazy. Which one do you cover? Both of them, all of them?
I mean, you pick or choose, man. I'll tell you that. At Dwight, yes, sir, it does, right? And Jay Fonda says, if you're a fan of a team, whether it's NFL, NBA, NHL, or Major League Baseball, and you don't think your year is there, your year, you ain't a fan. So there you go. Jay Fonda gave an actual
Yeah.
perfect explanation. Let me see. At Far Jackson, you guys just say every year, uh, man, when will y'all stop? Y'all need just a quarterback. All you need now is just a quarterback. And then Sean Villarreal says they hate maintaining solid run game, turn Dak into a play action quarterback. Rookie year, um, rookie year, and then it says here every Mark Harris says, hold on real quick. Let's go back to Sean real quick. What do you think about that, Harv?
I'd have to agree, man. I think that's where Dak's probably the most deadliest um, with that run game because I think it opens up. I think it brings the linebackers down so he could read the field a lot better. I mean, that's for any quarterback though. Um, but I think the biggest thing is that Mike McCarthy said it best earlier. And one of the clips, if y'all can see our shorts on YouTube, he said it best, man. Dak knows the offense. He's got to own the offense. There's two different things. Those are two very drastic things. Um, I think when teams are trying to do certain things against you and players are playing 10 or 12 yards off, I think you audible to that player. Those are the kind of things, kind of like Peyton Manning ish. I think when you do that and Dak is in the zone and he can do that on his own, I think he's a different quarterback. I think before he was just thinking way too much. So if you simplify it for him, just like the way Sean said, I think you're getting the best version of Dak. So I agree with Sean.
I think I think like I mean I always want to go back to that one time when you and Ramiro were talking about Dak, and for whatever reason I've gone back and I watched those two games, and it's true. Anytime you get Dak involved in the run game, his eyes just get so locked in, and I don't see that with any quarterback in the NFL. I mean, not even with Patrick Mahomes. Harv,
Yeah.
and if you can just explain what is it about that dynamic that brings out the best in Dak? I mean,
I think at the end of the day, it everything kind of slows down for him. And you can see him. He's when he's got you, he's got you. Like 24 in a row against the Eagles the last game,
and
throws like,
a
but
fact,
he does. And don't
20
get me wrong.
after
And
the
people,
after the interception,
yeah, and people may think, oh, he's a no. I'm very judgmental on Dak. I really am.
you really are.
But the problem was Kellen Moore just he didn't hold him accountable for a lot of things. So he never progressed. You saw a little bit of it, and those are the things that you saw from Dak was those times that he threw the ball for 24 times against the number 2 defense in the NFL. Like that's hard to do, man.
It
Not
really
only
is.
that, but going back to I think Mark is it Harris's?
Yeah, Harsis.
He says it too, man. You got to think the last 2 years, every quarterback has struggled against the Niners. It's true.
It
Like
really
this,
is.
it's not a defense to be like it's one of the best defenses in the NFL, man.
And the crazy part too, right, Harv, is that I think the Broncos are going to deploy that defense, right? Because they were recruiting
Yep.
the creator of that. The Dolphins got the one who created that defense, right? And Vic
Yep.
Fangio, because that's Vic Fangio's defense. Let's be honest with
Yep.
you. That
Yep.
cover six, it's that umbrella. I mean, whatever it is, you came to the right place, right? You're gonna get this is real. You know what I'm saying? We're not here to debate anything. We're not gonna debate with you. If you think that the Cowboys suck, hey, you're entitled to your own opinion. All we're saying is we're bringing this to light, man. We're just trying to explain to you from the work that 49er defense has been a nuisance for a lot of people.
For a lot of people.
Not just Dak Prescott. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's back to back years, but I mean, the one consistency was that Kellen Moore is calling the same plays, and it
Yeah.
was where's the first down marker, and they would literally just go to it. Um, West, what is it? West Dallas boy, what's up, fellas? What's going
What's up,
on?
man?
We appreciate the love. And Cruz Torres, he must be a Raider. I don't know why.
Why
He
did you
must be a
say that?
Raider because there's no Cowboy Nation. That's so funny, right?
Yeah.
You would think that all fan bases know themselves as a nation, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it is what it is, because the Raiders want to coin themselves as the first team to be called a nation, but in reality, I already disproved that during the season, man. I mean, I don't know why you guys go and check me every time, but anyways, whatever. Tradition to have a terrible quarterback since Roger. That's by Minnie.
I don't know about since
Oh,
Rogers.
P-Man, Wyoming. Tradition
I
to
don't
have
know about that.
since Roger. And then Brian Meyer says, "Go Packers." Far
Brian Meyer, man, that's my boy. He's a
Far
Packers fan. He's a cheesehead.
it's all good, man. I mean, that means likes Mike McCarthy. Far Jackson says Dak has to play well. Yeah, I mean
Yep.
he does. And Kenny says, why does Dallas choke all the time? Prescott awful interception king. Both you delusional Dallas be in cellar. Explain. Kenny, I think we already explained this to you.
Yeah.
It was one bad season of interceptions, and you guys want to say that this has been a career, this has been a thing of Dak Prescott's career, and it has not been. Harv, has this been a career thing for
No.
Dak Prescott?
I think at the end of the day, once he got paid, man, he started taking more risks.
He
That's what
really
it is. He did.
I think you're the first person to actually just publicly say that. I just want to be on the record of saying that.
Yeah.
Um, because in the beginning he did not want to throw that pick. He would take the sack or he would throw the ball away.
Yep.
Easy peasy. And people will get upset. They'll get frustrated because they're so used to Tony Romo just going out there and just slinging it around. Uh, and the G-Man Wyoming won't happen. They will send out Deuce as a receiver. And Kenny keeps on going. Prescott has been awful for 8 years. Sean Villarreal is clapping. I don't know why. Both Dreamer Dallas awful. Let's go DC for life. I love
Hey,
the.
I got a question for Kenny. Kenny, who's your team? I'm just wondering. I
Is
want to
that
know who your team is.
is he trying to be like Steve Wild? You know what I'm saying? With
I
his
don't
with his,
know.
his user is well, at least he has a picture. Right? A lot of these users don't have pictures. Dak is mid. I mean, in the NFC, he's top five. I mean, and that's just being nice. Six people, go Bills. Patrick Ludwig, Aaron. Evening, gentlemen. Season is approaching. Eagles are ready. Howie about to Howie again. Number one birds. That's by Aaron with no under.
I'll tell you what, it's gonna be a battle in the NFC East, man. It's gonna be a battle.
David says, "What's up, y'all?" And Hertz is top one. That's by Aaron and Derwayne Miller. We did best thing ever by getting rid of Kellen Moore. DC for life. I love saying it like that too. Let me see. And then, man, I feel like I've left these guys out so much, man. Remind me again the last time the Niners won a ring. Don't worry, I'll wait. Isn't it just as long as the Dallas make sense? I
It's
think
actually been
it's
longer.
actually one more year longer than
So
the Cowboys.
yeah,
Just because they got second place, Harv, recently, right? Like 3 years ago, or yeah, this is year three, right? Because if you want to go technical, 2 seasons back, they went to the Super Bowl and they came in second place. Now they're the gang bang, right? Remind me again, right? I love it. Aaliyah says, I bet not hear one negative thing. I better not hear one thing about Dak. I'll tell you this much right now. You guys do not want to mess with Aaliyah because she will go off on you, man.
She will.
Dak needs to own it. That's what I'm saying. Pollard will be hurting if he runs the ball 20 plus times a game. Dak gonna have to have the ball in his hand 35 plus times a game. Right. You're onto something, but I think there is something there with Rojo. But I mean, you guys gotta look around, man. You gotta find the content where it's at. Brian Broaddus, I mean, he's been working with the Dallas Cowboys draft show, and man, Harv brought the what's the name of the title of that um of that content on YouTube?
Which one are you talking about?
Is it the final word or something like that?
Yeah, the final word.
So Brian Broaddus came out with Jay Tuck, our boy Jay Tuck, you know what I'm saying? A fellow Cowboys content creator. If you guys haven't followed, go follow Jay Tuck. And there's other content creators on there, all Cowboys. And man, they got to talk with Brian Broaddus, and man, Brian Broaddus about a lot of things to light, man.
He did.
And he's saying, what if? And this is what they're talking about is Cowboys already had that running back that could take over Zeke's spot, and the Cowboys really strongly believe in Malik Davis. So that's the name that we're going to be watching closely as we approach towards training camp, and that's coming pretty fast and furious, right? Art?
Yep, it is.
Jay Fona says when Dak is locked in, it's like he hits that old school slow mo button from NFL Blitz.
I like that.
Way back, man. I love
That's
those.
pretty
Things.
good.
Yeah, I like that one. I think we can go all the way. We almost beat the 49ers, but our wide receivers weren't on the same page as Dak. I mean, just the play calling was off. I mean,
Yep.
I think that's when Mike McCarthy, right, said, we're going to run the dang ball. I think what he meant was we're going to run it situationally, but people don't understand that I think we'll break that down a little bit because we want to hear Bleacher Reports thing. Y'all be nice. This is not Dak haters or us, right? And Josh Allen led league in picks. No one said boo boo. Stafford led the league in picks, and yes, you guessed it, crickets. Exactly, man. It's because
Nobody talks about
nobody
them.
talks about it. What's up, fellas? Let's go, fam.
Adam, let's go, Adam.
Oh, man, Adam was one of our day ones TikTok. Just so you guys know that.
TikTok's going after each other, man.
It's
They're
crazy.
like Niner and Eagle fans are going after each other.
There's Bills, there's Packers, 49ers over the Eagles in 2024. Yeah, that makes sense. Shaking my head. Somebody's adding a friend of theirs, or what? What? No, they're adding themselves. Okay. Aaron 31-7. Bang bang Niners laughing out loud. Go Birds. Chiefs 38. Eagles 35. Super Bowl 2023. They have won one Super Bowl in all 2018. We have dominated the division every year. And oh man, you're right. They're really going crazy in there, man.
They're going after each
Like
other.
finally the 49ers and the Eagles are starting to go in there. But let's jump into real quick and then we can kind of break it down, right? Because we already talked about what the Cowboys did. We love the trades, we love the aggression. Obviously, there's a plan in place for every player the Cowboys drafted. Man, hard. We haven't even been able to break down the undrafted free agents that the Cowboys got.
No,
And
we haven't, man.
that's a very impressive, and we're gonna dive into that. But we want to get ahead, man, because we haven't been able to say, is this the year fully? I mean, we're gonna really analyze it. But let's look at Bleacher Report's draft grade, because they give a nice little synopsis, and we're gonna talk about a couple of things in there. It says here, Dallas Cowboys did a pretty solid job of retaining players like Lane Vander Esch, Cooper Rush, franchise tagging running back Tony Pollard. However, they did lose key players in tight end Dalton Schultz, running back Zeke Elliott, and guard Connor McGovern. So three of those players. How bad is those players that left us, Harv? I mean, how big of an impact?
Other than Schultz, I think I don't. It's not really a big deal, man.
And that's because Schultz last year did not really play like Schultz the year before,
No.
right?
I don't see any significant drop, to be honest.
So it continues on. Dallas also lost offensive coordinator Kellen Moore to the Los Angeles Chargers, which could be a rather big deal. Moore's offense ranked fourth in scoring last season, even though quarterback Dak Prescott missed 5 games with a thumb injury. True statement. I don't know. I don't know where all this Kellen Moore love is coming from. they just want to blame it on Dak. You know what I mean? But we're gonna figure it out, man. I mean, Justin Herbert was picked fifth in the first round in his draft class, and it's time for his payday. Dak was a fourth round draft pick who, man, he had to learn how to play quarterback ASAP in the NFL, and he didn't get no break. You know what I mean? Justin Herbert already was a quarterback coming into the NFL. I'm pretty sure there's some Dolphin fans out there scratching their head saying, "Why didn't we get that quarterback?" Uh, and it says this here, Harv. Head coach Mike McCarthy will take over play calling duties. Right? That has been a big topic this offseason. Why is it? I mean, why is it that people want to hang their hat in the past, man? Just like the way stop me if you heard this one, Harv. Cowboys haven't won the Super Bowl in 30 years, but it's their year every year, right?
I keep saying, man, it's expectation, but I think the fact you got to, it's almost like we all have the pieces to the puzzle, right? And we're trying to figure out, why is Mike McCarthy getting rid of Kellen Moore now? Why is he calling plays now? Why is Dan Quinn staying for another year when he probably could have got a head coaching job? Why is the coaching staff just all gone with new coaching staff? Why all these changes now? And I think Mike McCarthy is on a short leash.
But the other thing that people want to hold against them is that they're saying that Mike McCarthy's not a good play caller because of the back end of his career or his tenure with the Packers.
I don't know about that, man. I think some truth could be told from that Brian Broaddus conversation with the final word with Jay Tuck and all them. He did say they expect Brian Schottenheimer to be the play caller by week 6.
That is a storyline to keep an eye out
So
for.
what does that tell you? What does that say? I don't know. Is Mike going to call the first 5-6 weeks or 5 weeks and then hand it over to Brian Schottenheimer?
Oh man, that's a tough one. But Brian Broaddus also said that the defensive players were very impressed with Brian Schottenheimer. And maybe Brian Schottenheimer has learned some things from himself, from his time with the Eagles and his time, around the NFL until finally he was able to get, off.
I think, like I keep saying, the pieces to the puzzle. If you think about Brian Schottenheimer, he was the offensive coordinator for that Seahawks defense, right? I think that style of offense fits this defense.
Look, that makes sense.
Your defense is only as good as your offense. Unless you're the 2001 Ravens, then it doesn't matter what offense you got, right? But for the most part, they complement each other. And I think that's one of the reasons he's in the building. Honestly.
Well, not only that, but I mean, when you look at the lineage, Mike McCarthy came from the Schottenheimer tree, man. He came from that tree. So I know we want to say he's a West Coast type, but they had a thing called Marty Ball at one, right? Which is, I mean, defense and running the ball. That's what they focused on. But just to kind of add and just to kind of clarify, just because we've heard some statements saying Mike McCarthy specifically saying run the damn ball. What's the stat line? How many times or where did the Cowboys land last season as far as rushing attempts in the NFL?
So they finished 6 out of the highest. They're the 6th highest rushing attempt team in the NFL. So number 6 out of 32. And just to kind of give you perspective, number 6 and number 1, there's a 30 attempt difference. 30 attempt difference. So when everybody says run the ball more, how much more do you want to run the ball? Like, it has nothing to do with running the ball more. And I keep saying this, it's when you run the ball.
And that's where it comes down to. And only 2 of those teams are, if you can name them out,
Cowboys and Eagles,
made the playoffs. That just goes to show you something. So I think, if anything, Mike McCarthy has definitely explained this through his his countless off-season press conferences where he says it's called play call purpose. He even has a acronym PCP. And the great thing is that you hear we talked about it. We hear Dak Prescott talking about PCP, so he understands why they're calling that play, an actual play call purpose. But let's get back on track, right? On a positive note, Dallas got a great value in trades from wideouts Brandon Cooks, cornerback Stephon Gilmore, who replaced Noah Brown and Anthony Brown, respectively. Gilmore was acquired for a 2023 fifth round pick. Cooks was acquired for a 2023 fifth round pick and a 2024 sixth rounder. Cowboys also convinced the Texans to eat up $6 million of a salary. Dallas kicked off this draft with two development prospects in Michigan as rotational player. Monty Smith can help the run defense that was ranked 22 in yards and that allowed last season, right? But is not a complete player just yet. The same is true for tight end Luke Schoonmaker, who will likely platoon with Jake Ferguson, Peyton Henderson, early linebacker DeMarion Overshow might be the most productive Cowboy rookie this season. While the Cowboys did land Deuce Vaughn late in the draft, the undersized 5'5", 179 pounds. I can't believe that's a real thing. Harv. Back won't directly replace Elliott in the rushing rotation. Dallas shouldn't be worse than it was a year ago, though a lot will depend on how the defense fares with more without more calling the shots. Now, I mean, Harv, obviously Bleacher Report, they're trying to be unbiased, but obviously they are, have they been paying attention to the plan, I guess, that the Cowboys haven't put?
I don't think they have. I think it's more of a on paper roster moves, and they don't think it's significant enough to move the needle, I guess you can say. I think it's just one of those things like, they did okay. They're probably going to be a little bit better, but probably the same thing, just because of what's on paper. But I mean, I'm going to say it again, man. I think this is one of the more talented teams the Cowboys have had since 2014, man. I honestly think that.
That was a great year, man. I mean, Aaliyah says Malik Davis is my guy. I like this, man. She's opening up because Tony Pollard, she's big on Tony Pollard too.
Yeah.
Jay Fonda, if the Niners weren't down to CMC throwing passes, Philly loses that NFC game. Ooh, Jay Fonda kind of
Yeah.
shining some light on there. I mean, they went down with, I mean, both their quarterbacks went out, right? I think that
Yep.
49ers lost, I believe it was, what's that pretty, what's his name? Brock Purdy, right?
Yep.
Purdy. Steve White says, "Hi y'all, Jerry Javier."
What's up, Stephen White?
And then Stephen White wants to say Hunter Lupke is my guy.
Oh my God! Don't get me started, man.
I mean, it looks like the Cowboys are trying to replicate a little bit of what
I think every draft that we did, mock draft, I wanted him every time.
That was great. I loved it. And then look at that. Stephen White loves that Aaliyah's on board with Malik Davis. It's a positive impact. Got better with the losses. Ooh. Yeah. I don't know about Kellen Moore offensive ranks when it doesn't to getting past the playoffs and into the Super Bowl. I love that little spin that she adds. Man, she has a real future in this. I hopefully one of these days we'll see Aaliyah talking Cowboys with us live. Doesn't get past, right? She's right. I mean, Kellen Moore, the one thing that we did find out about Kellen Moore, the dynamic with Kellen Moore and Dak Prescott, Harv, the most important thing was Dak Prescott would stick up for Kellen Moore a lot.
Yep.
Didn't Brian Brada say that?
I mean, yeah, he did. I mean, if you're the teacher's pet and never get in trouble, wouldn't you?
Oh, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, man. I would have their back, man.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, they're the ones taking care of you. They're going to make sure you get paid, you know? I don't know about Kellen Moore offensive. Okay, my bad. I already read that one. Aaliyah says, "Hi, Steven. People change. They got to stop thinking McCarthy is the same coach he was back then. People grow." It's true.
It's true.
Anything on TikTok? Man, TikTok's getting kind of crazy.
TikTok's getting crazy, man. They got so much stuff going on over here.
I mean, they look like they just miss football. Like all of us miss football.
We all miss football, man.
I think that's just safe to say, right? Dwight says it will be the same thing unless Dak takes the step forward. Can you make the second and third wide receiver better? Can his legs be big enough threat to keep a defense honest?
Those are all good questions, man.
Those are exactly what I mean. Even a casual fan, even a Cowboy hater, can literally tell us that right there.
Yeah,
And
man.
if our coaching staff can't do that, then the Cowboys need to get on with another coach that knows exactly how to get this going.
Somebody said on TikTok, I think it's the Cards 441, who can stop the Chiefs? Look, man, I'm a big believer in if you're the champ, you're still the champ until you're dethroned. It's just the way it goes, man. And Andy Reid he's supplying the coal in that steam engine, man. He's the one who's getting him going. So we'll see.
I like how I mean, just they're just certain ones that kind of stand out. I like what Paul Davis says right here. Cheers for y'all supporting your team, right?
Yeah,
Um,
man,
yeah, I mean,
for
salute to you
sure.
guys, man, for sure, for showing up. I mean, look, just so you guys know, I don't know if you guys know, right? But you can catch me and Harvey on East West Football, and we talk all NFL, man. All
Yep.
NFL, man. We leave the Cowboys, caps. Well, okay, maybe not the caps, right? We swear our caps, but we leave our Cowboys bias at the door, and we just talk straight football, man. Straight
Yep.
NFL. So make sure you find East West Football. It's easy. Just type in East West Football. Subscribe to that one on we're trying to help get that channel up to 1,000 also, man. You guys do that, help us get to 1,000, help that channel get to 1,000. That'd be great, man. And we can talk football and just chop it up like the way it is, man. I mean, if you on that one, I'll help you bash the Cowboys on. You know what I mean? Because my job is to be to just call it how it is. But you also have Walter Stringer who does Detroit Lions Ave. Great job. Not only that, man, but with on East West Football, I mean, literally, you have Walter Stringer just basically keeping us up to date every week on college prospects, man. That's amazing. We also have Alex and Costa. They have their own YouTube page. Also, they also have their Instagram. They also help us keep up to date with all the college prospects because we're always looking to see how teams improve themselves, including our Dallas Cowboys. And then, of course, definitely there's eastwestfootball.com. So you guys definitely need to check that out soon, ASAP. Alex Lopez says, I'd rather have better coaching than all the talent. Fire McCarthy. Man, Alex, he's done with Mike McCarthy, man.
So I'll give you a tidbit on that a little bit, right?
Let's go
This is
back.
the thing. Let's think. This is the thing about why people feel about, like Alex said, why does he feel like that? Let's look into it. Let me tell you why he feels that way. We just recently found out from Brian Broaddus that there were so many issues with the coaching staff, right? Him and Kellen Moore kept going back and forth, bashing each other over certain things about the offense. Maybe situational football, right? But at the end of the day, regardless of what coaches you have, whether they're on your team or you inherited them, are you holding them to a standard is the question. Because if you're not, at the end of the day, you're the head coach and it's your fault for your successes and for your failures. So you can only blame one person. Everybody wants to blame Kellen Moore and all that. No, it's Mike McCarthy's fault for the things that happened at the end of the season. Right? He is the one who also puts this roster together. Why didn't they run the ball with Malik Davis more in the playoff game? Well, we found that out.
We found that out.
Right? But at the end of the day, it's his fault for his coaches coaching the way they're coaching. It's his fault. So a lot of things could have been fixed. Mike McCarthy didn't fix them. So what makes you think that he's going to do that moving forward? That's why I think he feels the way he feels.
I mean, I can understand it, but I mean, Mike McCarthy obviously knows he's like you said on a short leash. I think the rumors are out. I mean, it's hard to keep a rumor in Dallas, Texas. I mean, especially with the owner like Jerry Jones. But I mean, if if we don't at least get to NFC Championship, it looks like McCarthy's gone, and it looks like the team will be turned over to Dan Quinn as the next head coach,
Yeah.
and he has the option to go out there and draft his own quarterback.
Yep.
I mean, this team is stacked, man. The
It
Dallas
is.
Cowboys are stacked. It's a very stacked team. It's a very young team too. It's getting younger on
Yeah.
both sides of the ball. I
Yep.
mean, I understand Stephon Gilmore and Brandon Cooks, but the rest of the squad, I mean,
But
clearly
but
they're
we
all either going to be 24 or 23 this year.
but also, Jared, we didn't. It's not like we invested number one, number two, number three picks on those guys.
And we did not because of Will
So
McClay.
yeah,
I think a lot of times, I mean, especially when you get a Cowboy hitter that's overbearing and always wants to like point out like little fine details, it's like you gotta be careful, man. You poking that bear. I'm not saying us in particular, but I'm just saying you're manifesting the wrong thing into your life, man. And what you're gonna end up manifesting is you're gonna end up manifesting the Cowboys going back to back. And now Cowboys Nation is gonna be standing up, and a lot of people are gonna be taking off them Niner jerseys. They're gonna be putting in the Cowboy jerseys. I know everybody has a Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin jerseys tucked away in their in their closet somewhere, man. Aaliyah says Mahomes is the only quarterback that scares me because he can score in 12 seconds. I love what Michael Parsons said though. What did he say? If you can't score, you can't win. Because people love to dwell in the past, Aaliyah. You're absolutely right on that. Rolando Rodriguez, the Cowboy
that's it.
Cat. What's up, friend from South Texas? Just subscribe. Just heard you guys. Keep up the good work and go Cowboys.
Let's
Man,
go.
I wish I had the soundboard. We need to give you a round of applause, man. I appreciate that. We really
Round of
do.
applause, brother. Appreciate
Yeah.
it, Rolando. Thanks,
Yeah.
man.
How do you know we're from South Texas? That's what I want to know.
I don't know. He must have heard rumors or something.
I know. Dwight Thrasher, if I was the head coach, me and Dak would be heading to the Hall of Fame or fired by week 6. Throwing the ball 45 times a game. Let's go get it, man. I mean, it is what it is, Harv. I mean, I don't think that there's ever going to be a situation. I mean, I think it's going to be almost impossible to say that Dak is not going to go through one game with at least 30 plus 30 plus passing attempts. I think it's going to happen at least once, maybe twice this season.
Oh yeah, it will. But
I mean, because when you go back,
there's gonna be.
go back to the Packers. I mean, how much running did they do, Harv?
They didn't do that much.
I really do think though, with Brian Schottenheimer, I think that he will. I mean, because he wants to focus on the run. So I think they are going to do the run, but there's gonna be a lot of screen passes. That's all I'm gonna say. A lot of wide receiver screen passes. Definitely not McCarthy's fault when Kellen Moore was being treated like the coach and McCarthy wasn't. Also, these coaches are grown men. They make their own decisions, and once again, why it's not Mike's fault. I like where Leah's going with this. I have been frustrated if I were McCarthy too, not being able to coach when I'm the coach. That's what Brian Broaddus talked about too, right? I think he said, I mean, he's the offensive guru and he's not able to call plays. I think it
But
was this season that he stepped in, right, Harv? Or I'm
yeah.
sorry, last season that he stepped in and started kind of like overriding.
So I get what Aaliyah's saying, but I'll counter that with this. There was times when Mike McCarthy called timeout and he lost like 30 seconds. That happened multiple times over the season. When there was times he should have called timeout really early, he called it like 20 seconds, 27 seconds too late. Multiple times.
He
Not
did.
only that, but there's certain situations where you're like, hey, if you're the head coach, make sure you tell your offensive coordinator, hey, we got to think about these plays coming up because whatever situations we're in. I don't think Mike McCarthy did. And if they did, they probably argued about it. But at the end of the day, he's the head coach. Not only that, why didn't he take over play calling duties then if he was so worried about it? Why didn't he? Why didn't he just say, hey, Kellen, come up with the plan. We'll come up with the game plan and I'll call the plays. If it was that serious. So to each their own.
No doubt. Stick. It looks like I want to say 956, but it says 9596. McCarthy better produce this year and produce big time. Queen says DC for life. Uh Floyd says, when do y'all think they'll replace Dak Prescott? Queen says DC for life again. And Paul Davis says trade a San Francisco jersey for a Cowboy. Wow. I mean, a lot of these 49er fans, I mean, I don't really think they're really truly 49er fans, man. It wasn't until these last 2 years, man, that this gang bang or what is it? They got the name from the Raiders. What is it? The gang? What is
The
it?
gang banger. And I don't know what they
It's
say.
weird, man. It's such a weird thing. Because if you're a really 49er, it's 49er faithful. Everybody knows that, even us. Floyd did say Cowboys are not going to win anything with McCarthy. Postseason is a bonus. If we go, we go. If not, then see y'all next year. That's by David. Let me see. On some of these, I can't read because you guys are being a little. You guys got me in trouble one time for reading something off here. You care about the regular season instead of playoffs, don't you? That's so, you see, these guys are fighting amongst each other. War Drum says Cowboys 2024. Cowboys are not gonna win anything with McCarthy. Postseason is bonus, and it is. Devin Levea says chokers. Floyd says Dak Prescott and McCarthy is negative. Is a negative. The Buccaneers have a better chance with Baker Mayfield. Oh wow. He's just a cowboy hater, huh? Paul Davis says big tight end next draft. I don't know why he keeps on adding that the Cowboys need a tight end next draft.
I don't know.
Uh, mm, Somebody's even bringing up Johnny Manziel. Prescott will be fine. Be fine. Cut him some slack. They all hate. Why they hate? Why they can't be? Let's see here. And then Aaliyah says back to back 12 wins with McCarthy. Harv, with everything we just kind of like gone through, I mean, and then the things that we've been able to find out, like through through of course the research and whatnot. I mean, is it safe to say now? I mean, let's answer the question: do the Cowboys close the loop on their championship team with all the additions via trade, uh, through the draft, and of course the undrafted free agents? I mean,
I I, I think I said it earlier. I think this is the most talented team since 2014. I'll say it again. You have to think the additions that they have with Stephon Gilmore, Brandon Cooks, the rookie tight end, the defensive tackle that we don't draft normally. That's out of our comfort zone. And Mozzie Smith. Then you're hearing stuff from OTAs talking about Hankins he's being dominant. Apparently, he he looks a lot better than he did last year. So imagine him and Mozzie Smith stopping the run. What else are the good teams going to do? If you pass the ball, you're going to be in trouble. But that, with a combination of the draft picks we got, and then you re-sign almost everybody on the defensive side of the ball that's coming back. Then on top of that, you have Hunter, the Swiss Army knives of all running backs, can play fullback, tight end, H-back, can play everything back there. Then you have Isaiah Land. Then you have Moreno Cropper, the wide receiver. You also have Jordan from Florida, I think. Like, there's a lot of talent on this team. And so for me, you already had a talented team. If this team can't go to the NFC Championship, at least, what are you doing as a head coach? If this team cannot make it to the NFC Championship and they win 12 games and you've gone 12, 12, and 12, I think there's a lot more issues in. I'm just saying, man, like, you have a talented roster. Why can't you make it to the NFC Championship? That's the question.
Shout out to Mama on TikTok, man. They giving me a shout out, so I give them a shout.
Nice.
Um, I think look, Har. I think you're hitting it right. I mean, right straight down, man. I mean, nail in the coffin, right? I think you're absolutely right. This is probably by far one of the most talented teams the Cowboys have constructed in a while, and in fact, I think that it's gonna be a problem when it comes to cutting down. I think that a lot of these players that we see, man, I mean, they're not gonna be Cowboys any much longer, man. And it's gonna be unfortunate because we're gonna see them go off to another team. I mean, last year we saw Tristan Hill, which we found out that Tristan Hill was given up on by was it by Marinelli? Gave up on
Yep.
him, and
Yep.
he's the one that it was Marinelli who wanted him. And
Yep.
then we saw glimpses of Tristan Hill in the preseason, and he was doing so good. And the Cowboys cut him mid-season. He's with the Cardinals now. But a lot of these players, like we're saying, I mean, this is a very well constructed team. I think Will McClay, Mike McCarthy, even though he's been questionable with some of his play calling in the past, I think it is safe to say that with McCarthy, he has been a key contributor to constructing this team as well. I mean, regardless of what you say, I think he hit it right, the nail in the coffin too, when he said you don't just draft a player based off what your team does on offense or defense. You do it based off the player itself and fit him into your scheme.
Yep.
And like you said, if he can't get to the NFC Championship, then come next year, me and you are both gonna have to eat a lot of crow, right? Of course, like always. And after every game, I mean, for those that don't know, the Cowboy Cast goes live on kickoffs twice. What's on kickoff and after the game. So we eat crow when we need to. But we're just letting you guys know right now. I think you have a really good Cowboys team. It's a complete team. It's probably out. I'm just gonna go on a limb here. I think from all the teams, I think they were ranked. Was it third, Harb, as far as the same team as what they had in 2023?
Yep. The same starters returning.
So when you have that and the same coaching staff too,
Yep.
with
For the most part.
with the exception of Kellen Moore and Skip Pete and whatnot, it looks like for the most part, this it looks like from what it looks like, 70% of the plays they're gonna keep it in place, but no option routes on the receiving routes, which is gonna make things easier for Dak to play and the wide receivers to play. And you hear it with Brendan Cook saying, "Hey, we're gonna be an attack style offense, and we're just gonna be flying. We're gonna be playing fast football. We're gonna be attacking early." I think I'm gonna be a homer, man. I think that this is gonna be a very I'm not ready to predict a win loss win loss yet, but I do think that this is gonna be the cow. I think this is a team that's gonna be there up there with 2014 as far as not only getting past second round, but getting into the NFC Championship. After the NFC Championship, I can't really give you a prediction. I need to see how the Cowboys do by week 6, week 7, or you know what, week 9, right? Because that's when the Cowboys face the Giants, I believe.
Week 9 is the Eagles.
I'm sorry, the Eagles, and that's where you kind of brought it to light, where you said this is going to be the most important game for the Dallas Cowboys, right?
Yep.
Week 9 against the Eagles, because the Eagles, everybody said they won the offseason, but the thing is, they won the offseason a year ago too, Harv.
They
And
did.
only one player really from the rookies really played. The other one that was supposed to be like the star that I mean, I wanted him too, right? Which is the Kobe Dean. He didn't even play one snap. I think he played a little bit of special teams. So, you got a bunch of big guys, man, but it's gonna take them. I mean, I know Georgia's a good program, but Georgia and the NFL are two different teams, man. One's
Yeah.
college, one's the pros, man. So, you can't just crown somebody just a champ just like that. You're gonna have to be patient with your team. Yes, I love what they did. I think it was phenomenal. I think the Eagles have a bright future ahead of them, but so do the Giants, and so do the Commanders, man.
So
Woo!
loyalty for lifetime just said how long y'all been on. He got in late. We've been on for an hour, man.
An hour, man. We we broke down Bleacher Report's offseason report card for the Dallas Cowboys. They gave the Cowboys a C plus overall, but they gave them a B minus for the free agency and trade grade. Let's see, where did we leave on? I did
That-
see. I did want to say shout out to Floyd. He said he's 41. He's 41. He's been a Cowboys a fan. I believe it was Floyd since he was 4 years old.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I believe it was him.
Was it Floyd? I think it was Paul Davis.
Was it Paul Davis?
I
No.
don't know. Somebody. Let me see.
Paul Davis says I'm 59. Watched NFL.
Go Dogs 3-pet.
yeah,
Paul Davis.
I think they're the Philly Bulldogs, right?
Tommy Joe said, "Are you mad they fired Jason Garrett?" No,
It was
not
Floyd. It was Floyd.
Floyd.
It was Floyd.
Okay.
I'm 41. I've been a Cowboy since I was 4 years old. I
Oh
love
wow,
and
man! I wish we could give the round of applause, man, but it's not working right now.
And he also said that he was a Prescott fan when he was at Mississippi State.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we'll see, man. I think it's a big year for both Mike McCarthy and Dak Prescott. Safe to say on that. What do you say, Cowboy Cast? Do you sign for $50 million for 4 years this season? Has 2 years left on the current contract. Go Cowboys, America's team.
Talking about Dak.
Talking about Dak.
Look, I will say about Dak's situation. So everybody can kind of, at the end of the day, my question is, I'll answer your question with a question, and that is, who do we have that's going to take the reins of this thing? And that'll. I don't know about that one.
I'm just saying because there's a lot of Super Coopers out there.
And I think that answers the question. I don't think we have anybody. So I think Dak is, again, for another year, is in prime position to get what he wants from the Dallas Cowboys. Because listen, everybody, TikTok, YouTube, how many good quarterbacks can you find in the NFL? Good. I'm not even saying great or elite. I'm saying good.
I mean, every team right now is kind of like, if you didn't get Joe Burrow, if you didn't get Trevor Lawrence, or if you didn't get Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen, I mean, you're struggling.
You're struggling. Like that's my point. It's hard to find even good quarterbacks.
Let me just go ahead and say Jalen Hurts, because if not,
Yeah. I mean, Jalen Hurts is good. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying it's hard just to find a good quarterback. Let alone, who are you going to go with? You have no backup. So unfortunately, we have to sign Dak. It's the way it goes.
Steven White says deepest Cowboy team ever.
It is, man. It's deep.
I mean, this team is regardless, I know we still have some questions to answer on the offense, but the defense is stout right now, Harv. And I do trust with Dan Quinn, man. I mean, they really got him the he needed.
I'm gonna answer Floyd's question. A quarterback is only good as his front line. And hey, man, Floyd, I agree with you 100%. And this is why. Look at Patrick Mahomes and that offensive line that year against the Buccaneers, and he lost. He barely lost too. But if he would have had a better offensive line, I think they win that game. But what did Andy Reid do the next following year in that draft? Who did he draft?
A bunch of offensive linemen.
Humphreys.
They
went to
ECU.
Yeah.
I mean,
they went after that offensive line, and look what happens. Like, you're right, 100%.
Yep.
So,
Mike Montoya, appreciate the gifts on TikTok. We really do appreciate it. Anytime you guys gift,
appreciate it, TikTok.
5,000 likes on TikTok.
Wow, hey, appreciate it, TikTok. Let's go.
Dietrich Sportsville says Saints winning the division. You know what?
Ooh.
On East West football, we talk about
that. We talked about that. Anyways, we'll leave it for another time. But
I'll tell you this: that defense is stout, and I mean, Derek Carr's never had a defense like that. So we'll see, man. It's an interesting storyline.
Carlos says 5,001 now. Appreciate it, Carlos.
Yeah, let's go, baby. Let's go. I appreciate it, Carlos. Hey, he's the one who helped us get there. it was like a 2 weeks back, man, before we got the little suspension. You know what I mean? So, what do you think about the Cowboys? Let my neighbor Kendrick Rogers go. Jeez Louise. Guys, be nice to each other. Stephen White says 14-3 and the ring. That is his prediction.
Ooh, Stephen White. Okay,
Wow,
Stephen
man.
White. That's tough, man.
He didn't want to waste nothing, man.
He didn't. He didn't.
Better than 12-5. I think it's possible if this defense can play as one and we see something from Monty Smith. Now, I do think with Bleacher Report, I think they did see it a little bit lopsided. But Harvey, you did point out something about Monty Smith when he was playing with the Wolverines, and that was his stance, I believe.
Yep.
He never was asked to do pass rush. And if you look at Jalen Carter versus Ohio State, and then go look at Monty Smith versus Ohio State. In fact, there's a guy that does Cowboys content creation. I believe he goes by Akoy Media. Go and look him up. He actually has the film on, and he shows you the different. And this is before the Cowboys selected Monty Smith. I think
Yep.
it was before,
Yep.
and he pointed out, and you could see Monty is going after CJ Stroud. I mean, he's giving a fits. Jalen Carter was getting washed out by that Ohio State offensive line. Stephen White says Rolando, he loves he's on fire. Cowboy Cat's been a Cowboys fan since Super Bowl 5, or no, is that 4? No, it's 5.
4, 5.
Yeah, that's ruined over. Go Cowboys, America's team. I love it, Rolando. Round of applause to you, man. We appreciate the sub, man. Yeah, and Aaliyah says, yeah, we don't have anyone else that's good like Dak. It took Dak a while to get to that quarterback level, Harv. I think that's one thing that people don't realize.
Yeah.
I think that's it for us, Harv. I think we both answered the question. I think this is a well-rounded team that the Cowboys
Yeah.
have. I think next is we got to get into this undrafted class. We got to see what we have. I mean, I don't think any of these players are going to be able to sneak into the squad, man. These guys are going to be snatched up right away.
So I'll leave it with TikTok. The last thing they got to say is Paul Davis. He says, having great players and then not getting it done, it's the worst feeling you're pain. And that's what I'm saying, man. For you to have such a talented roster and not get it done, I think this might be the most talented team the Cowboys have had since 2014, man. That's going to be a trend you're going to hear all the way throughout the year, man. Like you can't mess this up, you know? So,
hey, I appreciate that. They got us up to 6,100. Not only that, but I see somebody sharing.
Yeah. Who is that?
I don't know, man. Round of applause, man.
I appreciate it, man.
That's how the channel grows. You know what I mean? That's how we grow, and that's how we will do this stuff for you guys. You know what I mean? Because this is not easy, man. Like number one, content creation is not easy, especially when there's nothing out there. Luckily for us, we've been dealing with we've been just dealing with the honeydews and trying to balance life and get into the content. So, what does Aaliyah say? We need to win a Super Bowl, not an NFC Championship only.
She's right.
She's absolutely right. The Cowboys Cast. How can the Cowboys cut the man of the year? Good night from South Texas. Great information on the Cowboys. Go Cowboys!
America. Let's go. You're right. He's right.
I don't think Dak's gonna be cut, man.
No.
I think if anything, he will be used as a bridge quarterback. If things, I mean, this is just me being sincere. I think if Cowboys have another year like last year, which it wouldn't surprise me, right? Because leave it to the Cowboys to do the Cowboy things. I think if anything, what really needs to happen is there needs to be a culture change, and I think it starts from the top bottom. And I think Dak would be a bridge for whoever they would bring in as the new head coach and the new quarterback. I'll tell you this: if Dak was the one holding the Cowboys back, well, you guys better be careful because the new quarterback is going to give the Cowboys a little bit of a luxury to be able to rebuild that offensive line. And man, once that offensive line can match that defensive line, watch out. This is going to be scary, very scary. Reed, thoughts on Miles Brooks, cornerback we signed from undrafted free agency. We are gonna get to every single one. I think the way we're gonna do it is, I believe, however, I think we're gonna do offense and then we're gonna go defense, right?
Yep.
Or should we go
Offense and
deep?
defense.
Or
It doesn't matter.
should we go defense first and then offense?
We can go defense.
Or should we do alphabetically ordered player names, last names?
Or we could do one for offense, one for defense, offense,
There you
defense, and
go. You know what?
go.
I like that. Man, leave it to Harv, man, right there. Somebody says loyalty for a lifetime says we need Fournette. What do you think, Harv? I mean,
I think I, if you're gonna get Fournette, you might as well get Zeke. Same player, pretty much, my opinion.
well, Fournette did do a lot of pass catching, especially during that run with Tom Brady. Um, when it comes to our team, we can win the Super Bowl. We just gotta stop. We just gotta keep stopping ourselves every time.
Yeah.
I think simple as that, man. I mean, but I don't think it's a question of the players on the team at this point.
Oh, I'm over Zeke loyalty. I'm over it. But I'm saying if you're getting Fournette, what I'm trying to say is you made a mistake with Zeke, and that's what I'm trying to get at. I don't think Fournette's the answer in my opinion.
Man, I appreciate TikTok, man. TikTok being real nice, man.
But yeah,
And liking, man.
who's that? Queen. Queen said our defense will win a Super Bowl. Hey, I think Jerry said it too, man. Is the best way to win this year is stacking that defense. It looks like they have, man. So we'll see.
I mean, that was at the beginning of the whole offseason. It's like,
Yeah,
man, they should just go all in on the defense,
defense.
and let the defense win. Just get out of the defense's way. Well, he says Fournette is kind of washed, in my opinion. That's by Reed. This is Reed, okay? So, and Aaliyah says we have Malik Davis.
See, and that's my thing, man. I don't think people understand how good this young man is. Like, I was pounding the table for him so much. I think with Rojo, you have Pollard coming back, you have Malik Davis, you have Deuce Vaughn, you also have Rico Dottle. Like, I think we're fine with the running backs we have. And if you want to bring a veteran in, you can still do that. But I think we see what we have in training camp. If you don't like what you see, then we can go find somebody. But for now, I think we're fine with the running back group, man. Y'all need to check out Malik Davis. Look at some of his highlights in preseason when he played. I know it's preseason, but those are just flashes of what he could do, man. I think he's a good running back.
A Muruku, it's a user on TikTok, says defense wins championships.
It does.
And then loyalty says Zeke wants 5 million, and Muruku says I agree. Sounds like Phil Stack D. And number 11 is a lion. Let him eat. Laughing out loud.
Yep.
I love it, man. Hey, Queen. Hey, come and help us hit 1,000, man.
Yeah.
Let's go before the start of the season, man. Can we do it? I mean, literally, we are what a little bit of about 88 days away from the start of the. Let me just double check on that to be exact.
We got to hit 1,000 on YouTube, man. Let's get it. All the hard work. Let me go back at some of these comments, I think, so I can try to catch up. When you're a fan, win or lose, there's always next year. That's Paul Davis. Let's see. Cowboy. So Queen says, I've been a Cowboys fan before I was born. That was me, man. I was born into this thing.
That's exactly me and Harvey in a nutshell.
Let's see. Trying to prove he's better than Carter off one game. I think that's on blackety black. I don't know about that. I think it has to do more with effort. I think if you watch the Georgia games, a lot of the commentators were asking about Jalen Carter, like, where is he at? He was always on the sideline. I don't think he played very much. So they were always asking about him, like, why is he always on the sideline? And if you look at his pro day, I don't know if he washed that out or what, but he was not in shape. So there's a lot of question marks with him. So no doubt he's a great talent, but we'll see.
Man, I felt bad. I mean, they got us to 7,500 likes on TikTok, man. I love this, man.
That's
Paul
crazy.
Davis says favorite college team.
Longhorns, man.
Let's go, baby.
Longhorns.
What do you say? Loyalty. Me too. I was born. Doc slap slapped me. I guess when he was coming out as a baby, he says Cowboys Birdie on me. Uh, because you have Jordan Big 99, Queen. There were worse teams in the NFL, but always the Cowboys get all the hate. I mean,
True.
it just comes to the territory. Aaliyah says Michael Parsons and the defense need to lead the way. I think that's exactly what's gonna. I think that's what
Yep.
McCarthy's gonna lean on, and then at the very end, he's gonna let Brian Schottenheimer take over, and then it's gonna just work. It's just gonna work in unison. And you know what? It's gonna end up happening. That's Cowboys gonna be Super Bowl champs, and finally we get to go and I mean I keep receipts, man. That's the only way you can go and get your refund, man. Is you keep
Yep.
receipts. I've been keeping my receipts, guys. I just want you guys to know. I have a long list, man. I can't wait, man. I will find you. I will email it to you. We have like 4 running backs. We don't need more.
Nope, we don't.
Reed is kind of onto something. You got Rojo, Malik Davis, Tony Pollard, which Tony Pollard did say he was going to be ready week 1.
He'll be ready.
Malik did great versus the Giants when Pollard had a thigh injury.
Yep, he did.
There's another thing right there, too.
Carlos Fajardo says Cowboys are the NFL.
Ooh, I wish the soundboard was on. I'd be clapping crazy, man. SEC rules. I can't wait to show them receipts. By Queen, man, I'm with you on that one. With all these good players, it looks like our practice squad should be excellent. Laughing out. What we're talking about, and a lot of these players, they're not gonna be able to keep. They're gonna be gone. Reed says, I hope Sam Williams can get more snaps because I actually think him, Micah, and Armstrong can all get 10 plus sacks.
And that's what we've been asking for, man. Sam Williams to play more, but like Jerry's said before, they think he was way too aggressive, man.
Way too aggressive. He body slammed like 3 players last year. You know what I mean? The funniest one was against the Titans, but I think he did it to
Jared Goff?
Was it Jerry Goff?
I think it was Jared Goff.
It was a Lions fan who told us that too,
He
right?
body slammed him.
It was hilarious, man. Period, Carlos. And Armstrong is underrated. He really is. But I will tell you this, you know, Cowboys. We all need to remember this. They're draft and developed, and Dorrance Armstrong is somebody they drafted and developed. Man, they got 8,400 likes, man.
So what did Wardrum say? Seriously, how do you think we're gonna do this year? I don't want to do a prediction, but I will tell you this, right? I think last year our schedule was kind of okay. I thought it was all right. This year, the third hardest schedule in the NFL, and you're talking about the NFC East playing against the AFC East. Bro, I'm telling you right now, nothing, you can't compare anything to it other than the quote, iron sharpens iron. And we're going to find out what this team is made of. I'm not going to give my prediction now, but I'm just telling you, it's going to be rough, man. Like, we're playing the Bills, the Patriots, the Dolphins, the Jets. And then on top of that, we're playing all of the NFC East teams. And we're playing the 49ers, the Chargers. This is going to be a tough schedule, man. We're going to find out what we have in this team real quick. And so I think I like it just because you're going to play against some of these tough teams that might make the playoffs. And we're going to find out what we got in this team, man. And if they can overcome some of these games, it's going to be rough, man. We're going to see.
I love it. Paul Davis saying NFC East is the toughest division in the NFL. And then Queen, it's gonna be an exciting season. I know, man. I'm already getting anxious and nervous. But just to be correct, Harv, it's 79 days until the start of the 2023 NFL regular season, guys. Damn. I mean, it is so close, man. It is super close. But you know what? Anybody else? We want to hear what your thoughts are. Me and Harvey already said. I think this defense is going to be something special. They're all back. Of course, they need to stay healthy, but I think for the most part, the only one that I fear of health is Lane Vanderish. To be honest with you, the rest they just see the quarterback and get quarterback, and I love it. And I think that with Monty Smith, they're going to be able to stop the run, which is going to be something that the Cowboys defense has not had, and that is going to be something different. So I think if anything, you rely on that defense is going to be special. So I want to. I think who was it? Who was the only one that gave us their prediction? Harv on YouTube.
I think it was you talking about Stephen White.
Was it Stephen White?
Stephen White and Ultra Cowboy.
14-3 and the ring.
Yep.
Man, 9,700 likes. Are they trying to get us to 10,000? Should we stay?
I think they are trying to get us to 10,000, man. We appreciate it. And
hey,
if you guys come on TikTok, man, we talk everything, bro. Like, you want to talk about football? We'll try to answer your question real quick. This is a Cowboys Cast, but at the end of the day, we also have East West football, man. You can jump on there on Sundays. We go live, so we like football. Period.
Aaliyah says Sam Williams is funny as heck, right? Because he's strong too, man.
He is. He is, man.
I think from all rookie defensive players, Harv, I believe he led the NFL. I believe he led the NFL in tackles for loss last season. That's something that's very underrated, man. Hob, don't remind me. Reed, I got us going 11-6. I can see us winning some surprising games, but also having some upsets. I mean, that's kind of playing it safe. I'm with you on that one. Cowboy Cast, 27 years without a Super Bowl. How old are you guys? Go out. What is it? Go out of
got
the in 19.
Got out of there.
Salute.
Welcome, brother. That's awesome, man.
I mean, that's one thing you gotta understand about the Cowboy Cast is we salute the troops. We back up our military, man. You got our support. Go Cowboys, America's team. I love to hear that you've been a Cowboy fan that long, man. I know it's been hard, but there's some other teams out there that haven't even smelt a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? And their teams talk really loud too. Steve White says we to the host a kicker palazza. Well, I think is he refers to how the Cowboys only have one kicker on the team? The kicker palooza.
I think that's what he's trying to say.
I think the Cowboys are gonna do that, man. At the very end, they're just gonna bring a rush of kickers in and see who can make the most long. Woo! TikTok, man.
10,000. Appreciate it, man.
Wow, they got us up to 11,000.
Oh, Dan Thomas said Dallas Cowboys for life here in Long Beach, California. Oh, he's a Cowboy fan. I would tell you this, man. Welcome. Being a Cowboy fan in California has to be rough. It has to be rough, man.
Hey, the link is in the bio. Hey, come and join us and subscribe. We're trying to hit to 1,000. If you watch this on the replay, I mean, definitely hit the subscribe, hit the like button. Help us reach that goal, man. Man, we're gonna be throwing a big old party. Aaliyah says 22. I guess Aaliyah's saying how old she is. She's 22 at Orlando. She's laughing. So, just so you know, Orlando, it's a very diverse community that we have here on the Cowboy Cast. But I love it, man. Dallas Cowboys fans. I'm in Harrisburg,
PA. That's not that far away. Okay. SM320. Awesome.
Always arguing with 49er fans.
Queen, San Francisco. I'm always arguing with 49er. That's funny. Johnny Crockett says he's in DC. Okay.
Is that what he's saying?
Yeah, I'm a Dallas fan, but live in
DC. Okay.
Awesome.
All right. Cowboy fan from in California.
Okay.
Damn. I don't trust all of y'all, man. I don't know how you get this stuff. I mean, it's still being a Cowboy fan from Texas, man. That's what I am. You know what I mean?
Man, but California, that's crazy. And DC, man. I'll tell you this. There's a lot of Cowboy fans on the East Coast. I was very surprised. Very surprised.
I mean, that's why it's America's team, but people hate that, man. Steve White says, "Good night, y'all. Thank you. My girlfriend, Marisela, made flautas. Let's
Ooh,
go.
flautas. Let's
That
go,
sounds good, man.
man.
That sounds
I
good, man.
love flautas.
Hey, man, that's a keeper, man. You got to keep her. I was the only Cowboy fan in Northern California. Oh gosh. We the boys, Cowboy Nation. That's is it Kayla? Hey,
Kayla.
we appreciate it if you go and the link is in the bio. Subscribe to our YouTube. We're trying to get this YouTube up to 1K. Help us get there. Harv, when's our next live? I think for right now it's for Sunday, right?
Sunday for right now, yes.
For Sunday. Everybody right now there's not much news coming in, but we're gonna make these we're gonna talk about these, we're gonna go in depth with these undrafted free agents, and we're gonna see, man, what the Cowboys really have. We're really gonna open the hood up and check every single part to make sure, right, that
Yep.
everything that we said is backed up. Did I see P sauce in here? I lost a dollar
Is
bet.
P Sauce back? Oh, he is back.
I lost a dollar bet to my best friend in 1981, Cowboys versus Niners NFL title game. I never paid him.
F the Winers. P Sauce, man.
You guys are funny, man. I swear. Gotta go. Stay strong. Larry Loyalty. You Texas boys have a great personality. Good luck, Cowboys and Longhorns.
Let's go.
Appreciate it. Queen. Oh, no, somebody is actually showing love to Queen. Cowboys can from Connecticut.
Wow. Okay. Connecticut, man. That's crazy.
I just got a Roger Staubach jersey by
Ooh, you know what? I've always wanted one of those, man. I've never just really looked into it, but I gotta get me one.
is that base M320? Is that how you say that?
Yeah,
Or
basically.
Basan or
The
Basan?
Psalm. Yep.
And he goes, you need to post your YouTube account. It's the Cowboy Cast. It's and the link is in the bio in TikTok. So go get us, man. Help us get to 1,000 and share it, man. Just share it all over the place. War Drum says Big 12 and me too. Hey, Big 12 is not gonna look the same pretty soon, right, Harv?
It's not, man. It's not.
Look at this guy, Scary Jerry 69 says Sam Howell owns the Cowboys franchise.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
John Crockett 4 Cowboys for life, man.
Let's go.
Hey, help us get to the 1,000, man. That's all we need it was
327.
now because we got Rolando.
Oh, we did? Ooh.
326. Don't forget
Uh-oh.
us little guys when you guys get big by Queen. Man, you know what? That's
Yeah.
If you notice from all the content creators, I read every single comment, man.
He does. I don't know how he does it, but he tries to read every comment, man. But no, we don't, man. We've already kind of tagged some names to make sure that they're with us all the way through, man. We appreciate it 100%.
We definitely will not forget 11,200 likes. Well, that's it for us, TikTok. We're gonna sign off. We do have a catchphrase for TikTok.
Be nice, TikTok. Be nice.
TikTok, be nice, man. Catch us on Sunday, man. We love y'all. YouTube, we'll see you guys.